Hey there, I'm author Sarah A. Chrisman, and today I'm going to talk to you about harvest festivals. I'm going to talk a little bit about some of their very deep history, and then go into some specifics about what harvest festivals mean to Americans, and especially to folks here in America's Heartland.
Recently, my husband Gabriel and I went with some of our international friends from Brazil and South Korea to a traditional American harvest festival here in the Heartland, in Oskaloosa, Iowa. It actually wasn't the first time Gabriel and I had been to this harvest festival, but it was a first for our friends, and it prompted some interesting discussions. I think my favorite detail was when my friend Lou pointed out that because the seasons are reversed south of the equator in Brazil, they celebrate their harvest festival, La Festa Junina, in June. Harvest festivals have been celebrated by every human society which grows crops ever since the dawn of agriculture way back in prehistoric days. They connect us with deep history and with the constant dance of the changing seasons as each yearly cycle comes around again. Celebrating harvest is a way of giving thanks for the earth's bounty which will nourish us through the coming winter, and for recognizing all the hard work that went into planting, tending, and reaping that bounty. Going back in time, when civilizations arose and started requiring taxes to support ever more elaborate governments, grain crops were much easier to quantify, assess, and tax than any wild foods which may have been foraged back in the old hunter-gatherer days. After all, it's much easier to estimate how much grain has been produced by a measured square acreage of fertile farmland than for a tax assessor to guess how much wild food has been brought in from a diverse landscape. It's also much easier to put a fixed value on grain than on an assorted variety of wild foods. Some scholars have even gone so far as to argue that hunter-gatherer style collection of diverse wild foods is more efficient than it's generally given credit for, and that the rise of agriculture was a top-down imposition so that governments could more easily control their revenue sources. Whatever the reason, though, agriculture and the crops it produces have been the foundations upon which human societies have been built for thousands of years. When America was founded, we took a lot of the ideals for our democracy from ancient Greece, but looking out on the boundless landscape of a new continent, further ideals of independence and self-sufficiency emerged, which were very much our own. Instead of a purely Greek model, or a model of a peasantry of serfs chained in service to their liege lord, as had been the case in medieval days, early Americans dreamed of a society where every man was a king of his own farm, every woman a queen of her own household. After Thomas Jefferson's government purchased the Louisiana territory from Napoleon in 1803 and added more than 800,000 square miles of land to our country, this ideal seemed in reach of more Americans than it had ever been before. It was this dream of every man a king, every woman a queen, which settled the American Heartland and the American West. Whatever hard times this country goes through, and it has had many, no matter how hard things may get for us, as individuals, somehow deep down, this founding dream of every man a king, every woman a queen, manages to survive in every American heart. We know that it's a dream which depends upon hard work, faith, and luck, just like the grain which hard-working American farmers harvest every year. That grain is the gold of our soil. When we celebrate its harvest, we celebrate our history and traditions cycling forward to sustain us into the future. We celebrate our ancestors and the modern farmers who make our very lives possible. And we also celebrate the idea that we are, every single one of us, kings and queens of our own destinies.
Thank you for watching today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a nice thumbs up, and remember to tell your friends about my books. With October right around the corner, it's a great time for ghost stories, so you might want to look into The Haunted Wheel, which is my anthology of 19th century spooky stories. I hope you'll check it out. Happy reading!